Okay, so let's talk about the Bard. Now, the Bard was an awesome class in first edition. I, it was a variation of dual class that you would start off as a fighter, and sometime between 5th and 7th level, you'd change into being a thief, and sometime between 6th and ninth level, you'd switch to being a bard. And the bard had pretty good weapons available. You had the fighting abilities of a moderate level fighter, the thieving abilities of a moderate level thief, and you could inspire people and you could charm person as a skill. So you start off as a percentage chance you could do charm person without using your spells, and then you had access to druid spells. It was a pretty awesome class, but I only saw a couple of people who worked their way up from first level. But it was more used when people said, okay, we're going to start everybody off at 100,000 experience points or whatever, because I wanted to run a high level campaign of like 10th level characters, and then somebody could just start off as a bard. But in second edition, they made it a subclass of rogue, and they had like half of the thieves' abilities. They had good choice of weapons, and they had magic user spells, wizard spells, and they couldn't do them as well as wizards, and so every bard I've ever seen of second edition, including myself and other players, would always reach a point where they'd use magic more and more until they get to a point where they're doing nothing but using magic spells, and they'd say, oh man, I wish I'd played a wizard. I could be casting 4th level spells by now. So, one of the changes in Bard starting with third edition was suddenly they became about seducing everybody. And I think that was because interacting with people, persuading them, changed from role playing to rolling dice. And so you could force people to agree with your thing. So let's look at what they can do. Their main ability is charisma, with saving throw proficiencies in dexterity and charisma. They have 8-sided hit dice. Their skill proficiencies, I can choose any 3 skills. But they're only proficient in simple weapons. And they can choose 3 musical instruments. Now, this is the problem of having rules for everything. When I've tried to play 5th edition online, and it asked me to pick 3 instruments, they don't have choices of the 3 that I would choose. Fortunately, I've currently got a understanding DM, and we can edit the choices because we're playing online. We can edit the choices, and so I can play a Garkline recorder, a lyre, and a Hodunger fiddle. Okay, so their armor training is light armor, and their starting equipment is leather armor, 2 daggers, a musical instrument of your choice, and an entertainer's pack. Or they could just get 90 gold pieces and pick their own stuff. So let's go into the bard abilities. Well, first, the main ability here is Bardic Inspiration. Now, the older versions, bards could do this as much as they wanted, but it only gave like +1. With this version, and I believe this is true of 5th edition also, you get more than +1. You 1d6 to begin with, and it increases as you go up in level. They also can cast spells. So let's look at this. Yeah, so they get a proficiency bonus to improve their skills, and they start spells. There's cantrips and prepared spells. Now, yeah, it never sat well to me that you could only cast 1 spell per day as a first level magic user, and 3.5 improved that by adding cantrips, which meant you could cast 4 or 5 spells at first level, depending on what class you were. But in 5th edition, And in this edition too, cantrips you can cast as many times as you want per day. Now, I had a really hard time finding that in 5th edition. I have not found it here either, but it's been explained to me, so I know that already now. These were the 0 level spells. In 3rd edition, in order to do this, I took some of the weaker 1st level spells and drugged them down to 0 level, and I added a few other spells that were kind of weak. So I can do 2 cantrips. I know 2 different cantrips. I can do them as many times as I want in a day. Plus, I know 4 1st level spells, which I can do twice a day. I can do two of those 4 per day. And it goes up as you go up in level. So, at 2nd level, you gain expertise so you improve your ability to do 2 of your skills. You get 3 skills in 1st level. You get the ability to improve them for 2 of those at 2nd level. And at 3rd level, you can add half your proficiency bonus rounded down to all of your skills. It's called Jack of all trades. So they're the ones who can do a little bit of everything. Also at 3rd level, you gain a Bard subclass. Now, this was true of 5th edition too, but I think they've given 4 subclasses to every class, and some of these I think are only to fulfill that requirement that every class have 4 of them. But beyond that, as you go up, you can improve your ability scores, your inspiration improves. Bards were always able to do a counter charm to the songs of sirens and things like that, but you have to be 7th level to do that in this edition. And at the Bard spell list is widely varied. It takes spells from a bunch of different classes, but in case there's one you miss at 10th level, you can add some more spells, a couple of spells that you missed from some class that Bards are not able to do. So let's take a look at the spell list a little bit. Okay, so the cantrips, which you can do, you can know 2 of these and do them as many times as you want a day. There's Blade Ward, which improves your armor class, Dancing Lights, Friends, Light, Mage Hand, Mending, Message, Minor Illusion, Prestidigitation, Starry Wisp, Thunderclap, True Strike, and Vicious Mockery. And the 1st level spells are Animal Friendship, Bane, Charm Person, Color Spray, Command, Comprehend Languages, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Disguise Self, Dissonant Whispers, Fairy Fire, Featherfall, Healing Word, Heroism, Identify, Illusionary Script, Long Strider, Silent Image, Sleep, Speak with Animals, Cautious, Hideous Laughter, Thunderwave, and Unseen Servant. So that's a mix of magic user, druid, and cleric spells. One thing that really threw me for a loop is Command now gets a saving throw. It didn't in the old days. On the other hand, Cure Wounds, there's not a whole bunch of different Cure Wounds spells. There's just one, and you can cast it at higher levels than you used to. So you can, just that one spell can do double duty for different spells. And the 9th level spells. Now, I'll go all the way up to 9th level. It used to be only magic users could do 9th level spells, but now bards can. And the spells available are Foresight, Power Word Heal, Power Word Kill, Prismatic Wall, and True Polymorph. I'm not sure how that's different from Shape Change, but anyway, let's go into the subclasses. Now, there were 2 subclasses in 5th edition. Now there are 2 more. The College of Dance. I used to play a 3rd edition bard who would do belly dance and clack her finger cymbals together, and with the idea that when the players are not looking, they could just hear the cymbals and could be inspired from that. And the other one is College of Glamour, which is Charm Person, Mirror Image, and Looking Pretty. It's kind of an illusionist bard. And then there's the 2 that were in before. College of Lore means you're better at spells. And College of Valor means you're better at fighting. Not better than fighters, but better than bards who don't have that particular specialty. So that's it for bards. I will continue more later